guys, without further ado, this is the road to our driveway. This part doesn't have too much issues when it rains. Plenty of rock here to get some grip on it. So our past truck had 37-inch brand new mudder tires on it, so quite the fun adventure out here. Big suspension, very expensive truck, very expensive suspension tires, so it was very fun out here. Our new truck is a dually, and it got more tires on the ground, and it's got pretty much just average Joe tires. They're fairly new. They're not mud boggers, they're not all-terrains. Eventually they probably will be, but just to get some life out of them and have better traction. But yeah, so some of the road out here is really rocky like this. Some of the road out here is a little slick. It's like this clay type mud. It seems pretty notorious with Arizona, whether I've been north, south, west, east. It's kind of a clayish, even kind of a reddish color. It doesn't really look red here, it looks brown, but when it gets on your car, it looks almost like rust. And it builds up pretty good, and it sticks like crazy to everything. So anyhow, just thought I'd share with you our road. We're 3.5 miles down the dirt road, so part of the value of us getting land that wasn't overly expensive is the fact they got a 3.5 mile dirt road to get to it. So some people don't want to go down the road to get to that kind of property. Some people don't want to be that far off the highway for build reasons. Some people don't want to be that far off the highway for medical, or I don't know, I guess they want to be private, but they don't want to be like secluded so far back that they feel maybe like they're in danger. Everyone on this road we've encountered in the last, when we looked at property out here originally a couple times, and when we spent the 10 days out here in July, all wave, all say hello. I haven't seen any real riffraff out here. Everyone's been pretty cool. They've all, like I said, I haven't really stopped and chit chat with a lot of them, but they've all waved and just been, just kind of normal hospitality, I guess. So pretty cool. But and there's quite a few homes out here. You can see homes in the distance. I see everything from tiny built homes, like tiny homes on a trader base. This is where it gets real slick. See how this has got no rock in it, so when this gets top layer gets wet, I slid all the way down this hill and slid right back up this damn hill, and these ravines were tremendously deeper than this in July. It was scary, man. I wasn't afraid of going off. I mean, there's not as steep, but I had a feeling we would slide off and just have to spend the night in the soft mush over here. You see the rock gets pushed off when the water comes through, and this is similar to my property. I got a lot of rock on top, and within a couple inches below, 6 inches below that, I got this slick stuff like this more powdery stuff. So anyway, but yeah, so some people don't want to be that far off the beaten path. Some people do. I really like the idea of being 3.5 miles off the main highway. It's awesome. I mean, I love the way it is out here. Getting back to the houses, like I said, there's shed cabins, like the prefab ones you can buy and have delivered. Even way out here, they get them out here somehow. I haven't seen one delivered, but I see them all over people's properties. There's massive manufactured homes out here. There's some good-sized stick-built homes. I got people down here living in RVs, or living in RVs while they build, but some are just permanently in RVs, which there's no real reason not to. I work in the RV industry, and I actually am a full-time RV lifer right now. I live in my RV, so they're pretty awesome. They have all the amenities you need. Up here, these guys got some beautiful houses. They got like a bridge connecting like two houses. I'm assuming it's like family owns a couple houses up there, and they just said, forget it, let's have a bridge to connect on happy times. So big house straight out there, big house up there. You can kind of see that orange bridge. It's a bridge, like, I don't know if you can see it in there. It's right over this way, but it connects two houses. So huge water tank on top of the hill. So pretty cool. I mean, there's all different levels of build out here. So I guess that goes right when they align of what people think about Arizona and northern Arizona, well, southern Arizona as well. But where I'm up in here, I was under the impression that there's loose building codes, and they also kind of encourage some alternative means where you're not doing all the generic, there is telephone poles out here, there is electrical lines out here. I'm not connecting to those ever in my lifetime. If we're ever forced to, I'll just sell and leave. So I want to be out here totally off the grid. But anyway, this gives you an idea. I mean, so this is really slick too. There's some rock in here, so you get up this one okay. Down around the bend, there's 2 more slick spots. There's a couple of G out, I call them, areas where you're G'ing out the ass end of your truck or your car, or your trailer. I took my back lights on my trailer out the first weekend we were out here because I just hit a little too fast and bottomed out with all the supplies I had, and basically left a couple reflectors in the ground. I picked them up later because I saw them shining, couldn't figure out what they were until I realized they were mine. But yes, I mean, to me, this is how I picture being, you know. So I picture living, man, off the grid. Off the grid to me is like what it indicates. You're not attached to the society's grid of water, electric, gas, sewer, anything. You know, obviously, grid I'm thinking they're referring to electric, but I mean, I don't want to be in any municipalities. I want to be doing our own thing out here. I want the next COVID or the next weird government pandemic, you know, and, you know, won't go into my beliefs too deep, but I mean, I think it's all horseshit. So I think there's always disease out there. There's always new vaccines out there. There's always new flu variants. There's always new sicknesses. We're a melting pot of all different cultures and backgrounds and things. So shit happens, man. Oh, look at a little deer right there. You see him? There. He's running off. Little deer. Got a medium-sized deer, I guess. My other truck was so loud, we scare him before we'd see him. Anyway, so yeah, I imagine, I mean, most of the people out here, you know, depending how self-sufficient they are and if they're still working in town. Look at there he is. She is. You see him? Right there. 2 more up there. See that? 2 more deers up there. 1, 2, 3. Howdy, neighbor. Leave them alone. I don't know what they eat out here, but we see them a lot. We see antelope out here. You see deer out here, fox, porcupine, you name it. Anyway, getting back to my rant, I think a lot of people out here, at least the way we're going to build out here, and we're going to be self-sufficient. We'll probably do some sort of a small business. I have a business background, running businesses, the sales and marketing background. We'll probably do something that earns us some money, but I don't want to work 5 days a week, 60 hours a week, and not see what my kids look like, and you know, just be paying off debt after debt after debt, man. It's just, that's not the way to live. So I'll go into that in a whole other video, I guess, if people care to hear my thoughts. But we're moving out here to be self-sufficient and to be able to technically live without means of anyone else if we don't want to. I want to have the ability, if I want to go into town, I know where town is. If I want to build a community out here, which I do want to kind of be in touch with the like-minded people out here, but I don't want to be in touch with the city slickers, you know, the people that lived amongst me before that still want to live that lifestyle. That's not for me. I'm leaving that for a reason. So anyhow, but yeah, so this is an example of the road. This is what I started off. It's a road video with some ranting, but anyway, I wanted to show you guys kind of like, yeah, got a pretty good deal on my land, but I mean, you got to commit to this kind of road. I don't mind this. I love this. You know, people get their fences up. A lot of people don't fence their whole property in because we have enough cactus or trees. These guys don't have much cactus as we do. We just got tons of it. But they got, you know, a barbed wire fence. That's probably the cheapest and easy ways to fence in your property. A lot of people don't fence in their property. They fence like the front of it in, like the frontage along the highway, and then they come up with a tree area where they kind of terminated there. I guess maybe not long term, but for temporary. You do have, this is a free roam state, so you do have cattle that can graze anywhere they want to, which some people probably hate it. I think it's super rad. Cow patties for days. So I mean, they don't. It doesn't smell like a dairy. It just there's cow shit everywhere. I don't really care about that. It doesn't bug me one bit. The kids and I think it's pretty cool. We got cows walking through the property and stuff like that. Obviously, if you're gonna build, and these guys put some rocks up, no trespassing signs, a little thing to indicate where their driveway maybe is. Right here's a little washed out area. Here's a little fence. A lot of people will just put a fence along the frontage portion of where you would access their property to kind of indicate to you guys, to people like there, right? There's a fence. There's no fence there. I mean, sorry, it's a gate. So there's a gate there, but there's no fence. But you get the picture, like that road is off limits, don't go up there. And there's trees that make it hard to get your vehicle without scratching them. We have the same thing with cactus. I mean, we could put a fence that's 10 feet wide on our road we made, And if you went around that, you'd have cactus and every damn thing you drove over there. So you'd have flat tires sitting on our property. So I'm not really worried about gating off my whole 40 acres ever, and I'm not really worried about gating anything at this juncture in time. Once we get established up there, over the next few months, 6 months to be precise, I'll eventually put in a gate and for the driveway, and I'll kind of fence that off specifically. And then what I'll do is I'll fence off probably a couple acres of where we primarily are going to be building and living and having our animals, to indicate that. In the rest of the area, I'm not really concerned about cows taking a poop on the corner of my property. So here's another example. So they found an area where they brought their driveway in. They got their own number 90 county road, whatever else. That's how ours is. It's a parcel number and whatnot. But see, they got a cool little driveway. They put that cinder on there. That's what we're going to be doing. I was planning on doing this month, but I'm probably not going to catch up that fast. Probably February, I'll put the cinder on all my roads the driveway and all the areas I flattened out, which is just a little portion of my property. We just keep the mud down in the murk. I mean, when this stuff gets slick, it is slick. So not so bad here, but you can see, look at this pots out right here. These areas get really deep, and you can go around them, to some degree, but it is hard to get around all that. So hard to not get stuck in it as well. And no one out here really has like a lowered, Honda Civic. They're all driving SUVs or probably all 4x4s, I imagine. I don't think you can get in out of here during the snow and the monsoon season unless you just hunker down and hang out. You really can't get in and out of here if you don't have 4x4. At least I was surprised that our monster truck got stuck pretty quick, or not stuck, but came close to getting stuck in I was aired down to my tires and the whole 9 yards. Like I said, I had almost brand new mud terrain tires, which is not what I normally run, but they didn't have tires in the country because of all the pandemic stuff. So I was running like ridiculously overkill tires, and I still got stuck. So, yeah, we've been talking for 12 minutes, and we're still driving down my driveway, and you missed the first minute of the driveway, so it's a little ways. I'm only going, 10 miles an hour, down here, so I'm not hauling ass. I'm just cruising. And I have no desire to beat up my truck. Like I said, this is just my tow truck. And I do have my toy on the back of this thing, so got my blue KRX out there. So I'm gonna go to the property right now, check out a few things. I'm gonna offload that, and I'm gonna do some hot laps around here, check some stuff out in style, and in an appropriate vehicle. That's why we're adventure ready off-grid. We're big into adventure. Off-roading, dirt bikes and whatnot. Property over there. House is standing. Pretty abandoned. I'm curious to see if that was for sale. I'm looking to buy other properties out here as well. So once again, I was saying we are adventure ready off-grid. The reason I called it that is because we're big in exploring, adventuring. Me and my kids like doing motocross and Jeep stuff, and now the UTV stuff. And part of me coming out here, the reason coming out here is to live a more sustainable lifestyle, a smaller footprint, and just get my kids back into nature a little bit myself, and just breathe easier and less stress, and have stuff paid for. Don't be financing crap, you couldn't afford. Just keep it realistic, buy what we can, pay off what we can, do without on certain things. Obviously, we have some toys. We're not finance people, we're cash people. We don't have a ton of cash, but we use our money differently than a lot of people. So, but yeah, the idea out here is just relaxing.